Give me one more.
Black Friday mattress savings at Ashley Home Store. 0% interest for 60 months on select Tempur-Pedic.
Alright, fuckers, we're going to be looking at Bo Burnham's Inside special, and kind of go over different segments during the special. And
oh my god.
Yeah. And I want to say, when I first watched it, I didn't like it that much, and then when I started to do, when I did my rewatch and then started looking at other people's reviews of the special, I kind of started to understand more of the undertones within each segment, but my overall opinion on it is still like, you know, but I like it a little bit better on the second viewing, I guess. What were your thoughts on it?
I kind of had a similar, well, not necessarily similar experience, but like I viewed it the first time and I was like, oh my gosh, this is really good. And then I watched it again and I'm like, oh, it's not all that good, but it's still okay. Like, I felt like the second time watching it, I was a little more underwhelmed. Like, I think what had occurred was like seeing, and I'll touch on it later, but the shots that he used and the just the editing and the shots, you know, all the stuff that went into making it, other than the content itself, I thought was great. And I think that's what struck me the very first time watching it, as like, this whole thing's great. But then really listening to the jokes and doing that, I'm like,
Yeah, I agree with that. The cinematography and editing is top-notch stuff, especially did all by himself. And when we take that into account, it's like, it's pretty amazing. With the, like what you were saying, the comedy aspect of it, I thought that was what made me be like, you know, this is kind of a neat special, it's unique in its own way, but I wish it was like funny. Like, there's some jokes in there I thought were, like, they were kind of okay, but I didn't like that much. And, you know, people watch this from a different perspective. They come in expecting, you know, maybe for something different, something new, and I kind of did as well. When I watch a comedy special, you know, I expect a decent amount of comedy. And there was comedy in there, just wasn't really for me. Are you like a big fan of Bo Burnham before the special? You see a decent amount of this stuff? Or?
See, I've seen a decent amount of this stuff. I used to like it. It's not so much for me anymore.
One of the reasons why I didn't really like this special is because I don't think it was like made for me. Because witnessed him be like isolated during the pandemic, and my mental health is fucking dope sauce, so I couldn't really relate with Bo Burnham.
Yeah, sorry, nope, I cut you off. Go ahead. I know my place.
Like, I can still sympathize with him and all that, which doesn't necessarily make the content engaging, and I feel like that's the biggest issue with Inside. I didn't find it that very entertaining. I like the cinematography and editing and all that, and we'll get to it in a little bit. There are segments I do actually enjoy in the special, but overall,
I agree with that, because, like, overall, honestly, other than having to put a mask on my face, I don't think that the pandemic has really impacted me too much, and like, affected me in that way, you know? With him, I mean, you definitely felt, like, I'm more, I guess, empathetic, you know, like, when I view something, I try to take on, like, I'm truly trying to figure out what they're feeling, and all. That's kind of like why I don't like the same content as you generally, because I do get that secondhand embarrassment kind of thing, you know, because I feel that. So, 2 weekends ago, you watched The Room with us, I could not freaking take it.
it's supposed to be deeper and darker than other stuff, and that's fine. If that's what you wanted out of it, like, I'm glad people like that were able to enjoy it, but again, I want to see a comedy in a comedy special, so if the humor's not on point for me, then it's kind of a turn off. A lot of it, which I'm surprised, a lot of my fans were saying I would like this, even though I made it clear I am not a fan of quirky, relatable humor, and that's what the special is filled with. Now, I understand there's undertones within that humor and stuff, and I did more research on that to make sure I understood what he was trying to, I guess, show his audience. But again, if something's not engaging, I can still appreciate the undertones at the same time, but I need to, like, be entertained by that surface level comedy as well, for me to get the full entertainment value.
Yeah, it's kind of gotta capture you at the surface level for you to go any deeper, really.
And I like a lot of undertones, even in the segments I don't like in the comedy, kind of lackluster. The first one I have on here is the Sacco song. From what I've seen from, like, his previous stuff before his hiatus, it kind of felt like a song he would do.
It's something he would. It's right in line with what he does. Not necessarily, I want to say, to this degree. Like, he kind of went deep into the, like, you know, conspiracy theorist / government kind of, like, over, like, kind of themes, you know? And I thought that was, I actually thought that was one of my more favorite songs, too, because I think that it's pretty fun.
Yeah, there's, like, multiple viewpoints of how he wanted people to interpret this, so some people said that Sacco is a parody of people who preach about global issues but don't ever do anything about it, while at the same time believing every conspiracy is a fact. There's others who thought that some people are under the impression these are Bo's actual viewpoints. Apparently, Bo represents the higher power trying to silence Sacco, who's the one making radical claims. Based on what I've seen from his previous stuff, I think he's kind of making fun of those who talk about all these global issues, like these radical ideologies, making these big changes, but never really do much about it.
I think I would probably agree, just because, like, looking at least what he's done before, and I know that he tries to have, like, deeper meaning to it, you know, and there's always undertones and all that stuff, but just knowing how he kind of goes, he generally makes fun of a certain kind of person, and so he's always, like, picking one thing, I think, and just kind of making fun of it. But then again, I mean, this special it was different, you know, so I guess I think it's more so we think a lot of people think that way. I like
you could be wrong, but it's how you interpret it as well.
Sure.
Next one I have is All Eyes on Me, which is probably my favorite segment, just because it's a song I can listen to by itself, and I thought the visuals were the best in this one.
I agree with that. Like, that one, it wasn't funny. I didn't think it was funny, but it was actually, I thought, pretty good.
I didn't see any undertones in this song, neither are. I was just listening to the song, and that's why I enjoyed it, so I'm not even going to try to talk about what undertones are in there, if there are any.
My notes, word for word, for this one, it says, I don't understand this one. Interesting performance, I guess. I kind of laughed a little bit when he, like, charges at the camera, and he's like, get the fuck up!
God damn. The next one I have is the sexting segment, which at first I didn't like, but like it's not that funny. I really like the undertone though. I think the purpose of this was to show like how funny it is that people consider sexting to be better than actual sex, and this just another example of technology surpassing physical contact, because this is, you know, he's like talking about how great sexting is and like it's like next level shit.
Do you love boating? Well, Freedom Boat Club makes boating easier than ever. At Freedom Boat Club, we buy
A lot of this how technology kind of corrupts the brain and we're becoming addicted to it. That's how I viewed it. I may be way too fucking out there. But I know Vernon is like more clever than really saying he would probably make this just to make a shitty fucking joke. He could have some other films. I know he likes to do stuff like that.
For this one. So I got that vibe off of it, obviously with some, you know, there's like some comedy in there, like when he's like, it looks afraid or whatever. But what I thought was, it kind of caught me off guard, and I thought it was funny, and I had to pause it, is when he had that entire freaking like paragraph of consent like up on the projector, you know? Like, I was like reading through that, and it was like no pressure whatsoever and all this stuff.
Continuing on segments I like, we have Welcome to the Internet.
It was funny enough. Thought it was kind of but funny. I guess something I always find funny is when something throws me off guard. Like for this one where he's just going all these different lyrics and he just looks into the camera and he's like, you should kill your mom. You know?
He talks
like,
about the dead child.
Like stuff like that. I'm like, wait. Yeah.
Don't look at
Or he's like,
something like that.
Yeah.
Like, that's funny.
There's a 9-year-old who died. It's like all over the place and I really liked it.
So the reason that I really liked this because it didn't feel like Bo was trying too hard. He was just like having fun with it. He was just aiming to be entertaining, not really trying to send a message. Maybe he was, I don't know. But to me, it seemed like he was just kind of going with what he had. And it was a really, I thought it was probably the funniest one because again, like you were saying, he just throwing that stuff out of nowhere. It's like a slap to the face joke.
Yeah, it's like it's literally, I mean, I think that that's probably summing up the entire like YouTube suggested. Because I swear to you, it's like oh, cute puppy and kitten videos, and then recommended for you 9/11 jumper. It's like, oh my god, how did we get here?
The next one I have is Problematic.
All right, what's your thoughts on this one?
It's how you interpret it that changes your whole viewpoint. When I first watched it, I thought he was being serious. Maybe he is. But my viewpoint now is that he's making fun of people who constantly apologize to like the cancel culture for saying or doing something a long-ass fucking time ago. He apologized for dressing up as Aladdin when he was 17. I was like, he can't like genuinely be apologizing for that. I think he's like fucking around with that.
No, I think especially for him. Yeah, like I feel like if he did that, it was edgy. It was just edgy. Or no, it probably wasn't. You know, I think that he probably wouldn't be the type to dress up like that in humor. But
no, like he just said,
like he would look back on it. Right? I think he would just like, I mean, I don't like, you know, or I don't think he would.
He's like, yo, yeah, I didn't dress up as Aladdin because it's like a movie I like. No, I did make fun of Arabs. That's why.
Right, yeah.
Because it's like such a non-issue. I just, at that point, I was like, okay, he's fucking around. But maybe some people think he's actually apologizing for the edgy content he made in the past. Because this special kind of shows that he's not as edgy as he used to be, which is fine. I mean, if you want to go that direction. But I still think he's not really apologizing. Jeffrey Bezos one, I mean, it's like a short song. It's an innocent song, so there's no reason to dislike it. This isn't Bo Burnham's fault, but it's fucking annoying now because everyone's playing it on TikTok. And when I walk around in public and there's some 13-year-old bitch just like listening to that thing without headphones, I gotta hear that song multiple times. And
yeah, no, I think that in itself it's catchy enough. It's just random and goofy, but just the fact that TikTok ruined it. Yeah.
And that's not.
I did think. No, not at all. I think that it was funny though, just how he ends with just this scream and then it's just like a harsh cut. Like I thought that was funny.
I have Shut the Fuck Up. It was like, it wasn't a song, it was just a word.
Oh,
This one kind of bugged me just because I think Bo Burnham uses the self-awareness shield a little too much. The segment's about critiquing people who feel the need to always voice their opinion. Bo Burnham does the same thing, voicing his opinion on stuff.
I have a comment on that, but
yeah, go ahead.
Well, so with that one, the necessity of everyone expressing their opinion, I feel like social media kind of gives them this false sense of status or platform they have
How long ago did you start that stream? Nah.
That'd be sick. I kind of hope that happens. That'd be cool. We're getting ahead. The Steve sure has to get black jersey ready, right? He might, his birthday might be Sunday. We're both going. Yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Let's go. Wow. See, like, MLB Network that has to... also receiving Trevor Williams. That makes perfect sense. That's fine. He's better than Jared Eichel. Yes. 100%. Totally. That's all I need to hear. Gotta be Jared Eichel. I said some mean things about Trevor Williams on the podcast. Yeah. I mean, it's warranted that they have. But now it's... Yeah. He's a big guy, Trevor Williams. They're going for 95. I've been glad Jeremy has the jersey on the way. Didn't come for 20. 499 Josh Musa. Why haven't the Giants made a move? Who do you think is realistic for the 1 seed in the NL West to stop? The Dodgers. I think we need to trade targets realistic for the Giants. Current number 1 seed in the NL West. Chris Bryant. I think Chris Bryant's a Giant. Yeah. I really do. He's good. Kuwat, Mondal, $5. Trevor Williams, Met. Thank you, Kuwat. Yes, he is. Chris Pope, $2. Let's get by then. Trevor Williams, yes. $5. Burnsy, Cubs rebuild be quick since they had more talent